Oh, I lost track of time. I was sitting there eating a pack of crackers and didn't realize, oh crap, I'm a minute late. Yep, wasn't paying attention. That's not the first time that's ever happened to me, trust me. Okay, it shows we got 8 people in the house already. First comment of the day is from Mike Sampson. Posted 11:39 p.m. That was last night. Dang, Mike is rushing to be the first one. Good job, Mike. And there's Lisa Elliott, my sister, right there. Good afternoon and good luck. Happy Father's Day to the dads. Absolutely, thank you. Creole catfishing, Andrew. What's up, buddy? I don't know if Andrew and Creole are probably out fishing today. I don't know, being Father's Day and stuff. Laura may have Andrew or Creole locked in the house. Probably cooking up some good old Cajun food on Father's Day. That's what I'm talking about right there. Jose, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Yes, I even told my wife that I would try to keep the show down to about maximum of 2 hours today because it is Father's Day and she wants because Father's Day she wants me to barbecue out back. Now I'm thinking, ain't I supposed to get a break today? But you know what? It's not a problem. We'll try to see if we can't get this all done in a couple hours and get out of here to get home and spend time with the family on Father's Day. Now I told her one condition was if the fish just went crazy and started biting, and I was just wearing them out, that I wouldn't be home in 2 hours. But because we're dead smack in the middle of spawn, I really don't see that happening. To be honest with you. Cujo Earthfield, happiest Father's Day, Mr. Danny. Good luck, buddy. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Who did I miss? Jose said happy Father's Day to everybody. Creole Catfish Andrew fished yesterday. Dad's cooking today. Boston butt on the smoker. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I should have got up early this morning and put a Boston butt on the smoker and it'd been done by the time I got home. Mike Young, welcome in. Good to see you. Creole Catfishing. There he is. Jeremy, what's up, Daddy? Well, hey, buddy, what you doing? Happy Father's Day to everybody. That sun's coming around that tree. It's going to start smoking me here real a little bit. I'll be like a Boston butt when the humidity is going to be really high today. Uh, it rained quite a bit yesterday, off and on, just drizzling. So everything around here is pretty wet. When that sun comes out, it's going to start drying up all that water, and it's going to get humid. I mean, really bad. Fishing for Whiskers, Rhonda, what's going on? Says happy Father's Day to all you dads and to the moms who pulled or are pulling double duty. I will be listening in and getting the brat to work. Good luck, Danny. Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda. David Bailey, welcome in. Good to see you. It's David Stone. Oh, good luck out there. Hey, guys, that David Bailey guy is actually my great nephew, David Stone. And the last time I saw him, he was pretty much in diapers. But I was over at the spot where I try to catch bait at a spillway dam today. And this young man walked up to me and we talked for quite a while. And I finally realized that it was my nephew's son. And it took us, we hit it off and was getting along great before we even realized who we were. We were related. Oh, man. So that's my nephew, David Stone, my great nephew, David Stone. He's named after my brother, David, who passed away from complications from a car wreck. He got in a bad car wreck, and years later, it took a long time, but years later, it finally, complications from that car wreck uh, caused him to pass away. And my nephew, TJ Stone, which is Travis Jr., he had his son, that David there, and he was named after my brother David. So David Bailey, which is actually David Stone, is my great nephew, and it was absolute fantastic. It made my day today to run into him and meet him and catch up real quick. I'm gonna have to get in touch with him. We're gonna have to do some fishing because, like I said, last time I saw him, he was in diapers, and he's a grown man now. So it's been a while. It's been a while. He's grown up to be quite a fine young man, I'm telling you. Very proud of him. Let's see, caught a few good fish yesterday. Think they're coming off the nest here. Well, they are definitely full bore on spawn here. Now, that being said, um, a lot of people will not even attempt to catch these fish uh, smack dab in the middle of spawn. Uh, but uh, it was not last year. I think it was the year before last, 2 years ago, maybe. I was doing a live stream uh, pretty much exactly this same time of year, and the fish were absolutely on spawn. And I was doing a live show, and I had Mr. Tim Scott, Epic Catfishing. If you guys know who Epic is, I'm sure most of you do. Tim Scott was fishing with me on that show. He was up on panel. Jerry Parker was up on that panel with me. Creole did come in later on uh, into that live stream after, but I happened to catch in the middle of spawn. I got a 70-pound blue on that live stream. And a Creole just missed it. I mean, after I caught that fish and it beat the crap out of me, broke my pinky finger. And about 5 minutes after I released it, Creole popped up on panel and he was like, "What happened?" But yeah, I did manage to catch a 70-pound blue during the spawn a couple years ago. So uh, it's not hopeless to catch good quality fish during the spawn. It's just really, really, really hard. But if you throw a rod out there, miracles do happen. You never know unless you try. And there's nothing greater than spending time on the river, sitting out here chilling out, relaxing. Hell, a great thing to do. If I'd have thought about it today, I'd have loaded up Stacia and the kids and everything, and we'd have loaded the barbecue grill in the back of the truck, and we'd have come over here and set up on the riverbank and barbecue pork steaks and stuff right here on the riverbank, and just throwed out some rods and hindsight's 2020. It's what I should have had, I would have done. Let's see. My screen's getting hard to see. Coming off the nest here, yeah. There's NJ, Fishing Maniac, my brother from up and around New Jersey. I got to fish with him today this morning on stand day. And of course, he was on them carp, buddy, getting on them. That guy's got a hot, hot, hot YouTube channel. If you have not checked out NJ Fishing Maniac, then you're the only one. Because every time I ever tuned into his show, everybody was there. So if you don't know who NJ is, you've been sleeping under a rock. Eddie Gross, good morning and welcome. It's almost afternoon here. It's still morning time for me. It's 11:39. But good to see you and happy Father's Day. Let's see here. Everybody saying hi to my nephew David. I'm definitely going to have to get. I'm going to have to get a hold of David and set up something where he and I get to go fishing together. Everybody saying hi to everybody in here. Well, this thing jumps when I'm scrolling. The girls, Mad County Fishing. Ethan, happy Father's Day, brother. Gonna relax at the house with the dog today. Catch one for me. Well, I wouldn't hold my breath. We're gonna try to get on the fish, but main thing is we're gonna spend some time out here, uh, getting everybody up in here and seeing each other and chat and hanging out for a little bit, and then we'll all part our separate ways and go do our barbecuing and stuff this afternoon. And when you get your barbecue all done later on this evening at 6 o'clock Central, 7 Eastern, we will have the River Cats Tackle Talk Show on Lance McCouguy and Creole Catfishing Channel. You guys have to go check that out this afternoon. We got you covered all day Sunday with the River Cats Tackle shows. And you're looking forward to seeing you guys in the chat and all those. It's going to be absolutely fantastic day. Guerrero Bagre, what is up, my brother? Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Man, this screen is jumping. Every time I touch the screen to scroll, it jumps ahead about 20 feet. Okay, there's Matt County. Would have come down for some barbecue. Well, I ain't even started it yet. I was gonna if I would have thought about it, I would have set a Boston butt on the smoker this morning and let it cook slow cook all day long, and then it would be ready by the time I got home. But because I'm gonna have limited time this afternoon to do any barbecuing, it's gonna be pork steaks because they're quick and easy. Not a problem. I can get those done real fast. Make sure to smash that like button. Thank you, Guerrero. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Everybody saying Happy Father's Day. I missed the comment there. Is outside trying to clean that gar. Oh, yes. I caught a gar in the cast net when I was trying to catch bait. And my nephew David looked at me and said, "What you going to do with that gar?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna throw him back." He said, "Well, can I have him?" So I found a new recipe for gar, and I really want to be trying it. And I said, "Man, if you can grab that gar and haul him up the bank, he's all yours, buddy. You have at it." And he did. He come down and wrestled that gar and grabbed it and drug it up the bank, and off he went. Looked like a raccoon dragging a sandwich out of a trash can. He was gone. You know what? We might try to move around. That sun's getting over here on us. We're going to try to shift around and see if we can't find a little bit of shade here. I don't want to have to pop the umbrella up. But let me see if we can find a spot over here that's a little more comfortable. We're going to move across these rocks without breaking our neck, hopefully. And then I'll get back to you guys. But I can't stand sitting in that sun. It is not fun for me. Not fun at all. I can find a comfortable place to sit the chair. Let me see how that's going to sit. Oh, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad right there. It's a little cooler in this spot. That'll work for us. And we actually got I think, a little better angle on the rods there. I just got to adjust the tripod accordingly. Let me get this thing set up where it's better. And get her squared up here. Patience, people. There we go. That's a little better angle on the rods. And I can see the screen better too. We're sitting in shade again. This shade is not going to last long. And guess what? Neither am I. It's going to be fun running over them rods if they do get something, though. Oh, that's a beautiful view on the river, though. I just wish it wasn't so dadgum humid. Creole, for whatever reason, oh, I bumped the camera. We didn't get a single bite on fresh slicker yesterday. All fish came on fresh gizzard and threadfin shad. Yeah, we fished Baldwin yesterday, and we were throwing fresh caught shad. I mean, we threw the net moments before the tournament started, and all of our fish at Baldwin came on worms and shrimp, frozen shrimp. We did manage to catch a couple on the shad, but man, I tell you what, they were firing the worms and the shrimp up. Of course, we were fishing for way smaller fish. I mean, these things were like around a half a pound and less. The big matter of fact, the biggest fish we caught was just over a half a pound. But it was a kids tournament. That was our goal. That was our target. When I talked to my grandson about going fishing in the tournament, I told him, I said, right now going for big fish for us is not a good plan because the big fish are all spawning. And being it was his first tournament, I wanted him to, it was first time that grandson had fished with me. And it was first time he'd ever been in a tournament. So it was a whole day of first. The, the thing that was most important to me in that moment was that the first time he's going fishing with me, I want that rod to just be getting hammered all the time. He had 4 rods out. I wanted him to be so busy chasing those rods that he couldn't help but have fun. So I told him what we're going to do is we're going to scratch the plan of trying to go for big fish for the tournament. We're going to shoot for 2 targets. We're going to go for the most fish caught and the smallest fish caught. And I know exactly where we can go to do that. And I promise you, you're going to have fun. I took him out, and now his first time fishing with me, he can't wait to go back. He did manage to win the the most fish category and the smallest fish category. He also won a $50 gift card for the last fish caught of the tournament. He caught the very last fish and got a bonus $50 gift card for that. But he had a blast. I'm glad he had fun. First time going out with Paw Paw. And I've got another fishing buddy in my little black book that I can call up and say, hey, let's go. So it all worked out great. It's a great day. We had a blast. Everybody else on the show had fun. It's a fantastic time. Oh, there's Mike Irvin in the house. Mike, welcome in. Good to see you. Everybody saying hi to everybody again. Got the hi. Benoit Fisher. Oh my God. To me, absolutely, hands down, um, the coolest part of the kids tournament yesterday was the little girl Stella. Stella was fishing with the Benoits. If you watched that and you didn't fall in love with Stella, I mean, she is the sweetest little girl in the world, and her laugh was just so, I mean, it was addictive. When you heard her laugh, you just couldn't wait to hear her laugh or scream again. It was like, do it again. Every time they caught a fish, she was screaming and laughing and just having a blast. I mean, that's what it's about right there. When those kids are laughing and screaming and having fun and enjoying herself, that was the most important objective of the kids tournament. And Stella had a blast. We all had an absolutely fantastic time watching Stella. Uh, she became my new favorite fisherman in that moment right there. I said, you know what? I can't wait to see Stella fish again because that's just beyond cool. I'm telling you. But you know that you got her out there with the Benoits, which in itself, if you're fishing with the Benoits, you're already in the cool zone. You know what I'm saying? But then you bring she brought the game, buddy. She brought the game. So hats off to Stella. Fell in love with that little girl. She is a sweetheart. And you tell I mean it because I can't shut up about it. Stella, I love you, little girl. You're awesome. She's the sweetest thing in the world. Okay. Everybody saying hi to everybody. We're going through Uncle Jeep. What's going on? How's Andrew's hand doing after he hooked in the hand accident yesterday? I did not know that. I was busy with the kids' tournament all day. So Andrew done went and hooked himself, huh? Well, he's got some big old hands. I mean, I guarantee you something, the hands that big, you're going to get them caught on something. He can grab a regular size soda can and make it look like a salt shaker. It's so small in his hands. Okay. Uncle Jeep didn't go deep. Luckily, both barb was still exposed. Oh, well, hell, that ain't nothing. You don't go into panic mode until you get that barb buried up in there. Because you got two choices. Go push it on through and clip it off, or just head straight to the hospital. And most of the time, I just push it on through, clip it off, and then head to the hospital. But now here's the thing. If it was one of those River Cats tackle German steel hooks, you're not going to cut it with a pair of pliers. I'm telling you, you better have some bolt cutters on the boat. That's something Jeremy and all of us we might need to think about. Need to start carrying a small pair of bolt cutters to cut them river cat tackle hooks if we have to, because you're not going to do it with a pair of pliers. Let's see, one twitch from that fish would have buried the hook. Yeah, Benoit says the bite had been tough, tough, tough. It is here too. Um, like I said, that's the reason we went to Baldwin. Um, it wasn't about winning. To me, the number one thing was to make sure that my grandson, who was going fishing with me for the first time, the number one thing was for him to have four rods out and for those rods just to be wearing him out. And that was my plan. Um, Fortunately, it worked out great for us. We started off slow, but once we found the fish and got on them, it was just nonstop action. It was absolute good time. We just had to move two or three times, and we finally found out where they were hiding at. So much fun. double hook Kentucky rig. One hook for the fish, one hook for the man. Hand. River Cats tackle. There's the big dog. Our main guy hits up Mr. John Cyclone. And you guys, that first rod I got out there right now, that is my 10-foot Challenger rod, and it has the new RCT reel on there. That is it's I know that they are in production. I don't know if they're out to the public yet or not. I know Creel has one that is, I think, one size larger than that reel right there. But that is an absolute fantastic reel on that first rod right there. Of course, I brought out today is the first day I've used it. And because I didn't do any adjusting on it and just straight out of the box, went to cast, and of course I backlashed the crap out of it. But I made a few minor adjustments on the on the reel, and the very next cast I cast it flew a country mile and it did perfect. But I didn't think to do any adjusting on that reel before I did my first cast, and it was a little bit embarrassing. It wasn't the reel's fault; it's because I didn't have it adjusted properly. But once I made a minor adjustment, it flew out there just fine. Absolutely works like a dream. We're going to have to shuffle this camera a little bit because do a little readjusting here because I don't like the angle I've got in this sunlight. It makes it a little harder for me to see. Oh, I need to move that this way. Hold on here. Y'all give me a second here. I'm finagling. Get these legs adjusted where I can halfway see this screen because I got a glare on there. Oh, it's my dadgum shirt. That's what's causing it. I'm getting reflection from my shirt and it's blinding me. All right, so I got to raise my shirt up where y'all can see my belly and my boobies, but I'm behind the camera, so you're not going to see them. I'm going to tuck it in like a girl's tied their shirt together in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. Let me get back to it here. The last one says, Mr. John from Rivercast Tackle says, hey, everyone. Benoit says, ours are spawning on the Ohio. They are on the Mississippi too, sis. I mean, this is dead water. But like I said, miracles do happen. I have caught big fish during the spawn. I just haven't done it very often. But it can still happen. So you got them, if you're out here hanging out on the river, and that's a great plan. Come out here, set up a barbecue grill, hang out with the family, and throw a few rods out and kind of keep an eye on them while you're hanging out barbecuing. And man, I tell you what, that's a day right there. That is the master plan. I wish I would have thought about it before I came over here today. Mad County. I had a bunch of fresh fish, hush puppies, hash browns, casserole last night. Hash brown casserole. Okay, now I got you. I've never had hash brown casserole with fish and hush puppies. Seems like a lot of starch. Just go ahead and throw some rice in there too. If you're gonna overdose on starch, you might as well just go on and do it. Kids tournament was much fun to see those smiling faces. Absolutely. Yesterday was a lesson in water clarity and bait variety. When it's tough, the details matter. Absolutely. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm limited to my abilities here with the bait because I went and threw the net this morning. No fresh shad down here. Now up at Baldwin in Illinois, I had no problem catching shad. And matter of fact, the shad that we're using today are the ones that we caught yesterday. We kept them packed on ice. We put them in the refrigerator last night, even though my wife absolutely objected, but we still did it. And that's what we're using today. Was we got the shad that we caught yesterday that we kept cold as we could. Matter of fact, the cooler's sitting over right now, sitting in the sun. We're gonna have to go get that and move it in the shade because that thing is as much as a cooler will keep bait cold. If you set it in the sun, it is like a freaking oven. It will burn it up. I'll be right back. Let me grab that and move it into the shade here. Oh. I'm gonna set this right over here beside us. There. Now it's in much cooler temperatures. It'll keep a little longer. Oh, let's see here. Like I said, it's gonna be a. We're shooting for about a 2-hour show today, guys. And it's mostly going to be us hanging out. I do got 3 rods out in the water just for the sake of it. And you never know, something might happen. We might get on a fish. But basically, we wanted to hang out for a couple hours on Father's Day, and we'll leave out of here a little earlier than we normally do to give people time to do their Father's Day afternoon rituals and such. Thanks, Danny. She had so much fun. I know she did. I'm way behind on chat, you guys. Here, I'll work on getting caught up. Gotta tuck this shirt in so I can't see. I got size matter shirt on, and it's causing a glare on my screen. It's reflecting off of the sun. Didn't know that. Let's see. It's just a good poke. Finger is good. Okay. There's Donald Long in the house. And I believe it was Donald Long yesterday in the kids tournament because my granddaughter Coda, she was actually supposed to fish the kids tournament yesterday. She's never missed a kids tournament, and she woke up and was running a fever and had a bad headache. So Coda did not get to go yesterday, and I think it was Donald Long that won a $25 gift card, and he donated that to Coda because she wasn't able to go because she was sick. Now I'm pretty sure it was Donald Long. There was so much happening yesterday. My memory is messing with me, but in the back of my mind, it's telling me who did that. And my mind's telling me it was Donald Long. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Donald Long. And Donald, if that was you, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Coda appreciate it. Let's see. There's Paul Boyd. Paul says, hey, Danny and everyone. So Paul Boyd's in the house with us right now. We got 34 people in the house on YouTube and 5 on Facebook. That is absolutely fantastic. 37 people total. Pretty good. Pretty good. Especially on Father's Day when most people are spending time with their families out in the backyard barbecuing and stuff, which is what we will be doing later on today. Still a little scared of catfish, which is stepped on a mean old sail cat in Florida. But we're getting there. Oh God, yeah, them sail cats. But the only thing worse than them sail cats is them cotton picking hardhead catfish in Florida. Oh my God, I hate those things. Those freaking hardheads, they're an absolute nightmare down there. They're bait stealing, and when you do catch them, you got to be extremely careful with them and get them off the hook and do whatever it is you're going to do with them. I generally throw them back. If they're real small, usually the great blue herons will swoop down there and snatch them up before they can swim off. Guy says, good luck clipping on RCT hook. Yeah, you've got to have a little small, about a 12-inch set of bolt cutters. You can buy the small bolt cutters, which when I'm shark fishing in Florida, I always carry a set of bolt cutters with me just in case I have to cut a hook. But yeah, if you're going to use the River Cats tackle hooks, especially you start getting up into that 12-aught size, you kind of want to carry a small little 12-inch set of bolt cutters. You can get them at Harbor Freight. If you get stuck a lot, you definitely need to do that. But if you need to cut that hook, that's what you're going to have to do. Let's see if I can get this. Boy, I got a glare on this screen. Pair of long-handled dikes will not cut them. No, they won't. What about a pair of Klein lineman pliers for iron workers? Maybe. Maybe. That's you still. I think you need the little. You can buy the little short 12-inch long bolt cutters that's got the hinged jaws on them to give you the pressure you need to cut that hook. Let's see. I use for fencing, but when again, hooks might be just too hard even for them. They are. Those hooks are extremely hard, extremely sharp. Yeah. but it takes so much force and make the hook injury worse. Bait cutters are the only way. Bolt cutters the only way. Yes, correct, correct. Jeeps is good to know. CFM Queen Judith, what is going on, my sister from Canada? Oh my God, haven't seen Judith in a long time. I absolutely love Judith. She is an amazing person. Her and her husband Rich, uh, they've been supporters of my channel for a long time. Haven't seen them around much lately, but absolutely, it's a blast to have you in here. It's a pleasure. It just brightened my day to see you in here, Judith. Good to have you. Please don't forget to hit the like, friends. Okay, thank you, Judith. Appreciate it. Ben Wallace says Happy Father's Day to all. Judith says Happy Father's Day. There's Angel Honeycutt, a couple from St. Louis, Missouri, which is right upstream from me, about 3 hours. They're about 3 hours upstream from me right here, where Angel Honeycutt and them are from. They would just get in the water and cool off. No, not gonna happen. I already got in the water once today, man. I had to go down and get my net. I threw it out and it got hung on a rock, and I had to wade out pocket deep and get my net back because I didn't want to tear it up. It's brand new net. I just bought that thing. Joshua Fairham, what's going on? Hold on, he says he's backstage. Let's see here. Oh man, I got people backstage.
What's up, Dan?
Uh, Hold on a second. There you go. How long have y'all been back there? I've been rambling, trying to keep up with chat, and
For a little bit.
Just a
didn't
long
know you
time.
guys
No
were
big
back
deal.
there.
No,
Fishing with
no.
Big
I got
Mike.
a
Yeah, I'm waiting behind. Team Snagging Whiskers. Dustin, welcome in. Captain Morgan. That thing jumped on me again.
Happy Father's Day, Danny.
Happy Father's Day to you too, brother, or somebody, or to your dad. There's Jason Crafton. Jason's a feller from Arkansas that he fishes over here quite a bit. Uh, he's been doing pretty good. Bugman 22. What's going on, Bugman? There's small water charge. That's JON. Get the H out of here, because if you don't, you're spelling it wrong. Let's see. Said hi to Captain Morgan. Boy, this chat is jumping every time I touch the screen. All right. And Judah said, "Oh, thank you, Danny, brother." Oh, God, I have to hold my hands over the phone to be able to read the chat. Been busy since the move, still unpacking, etc. And Rich started a full-time roofing job. His manager, so long hours, but everything is great. And we love you. Love you too, sis. And congratulations. Tell Rich, congratulations on the new job. I know he's a man. He just looks like somebody that would get up there on that roof and just work his butt off. I mean, he's got the build for it. A hard-working man.
Danny, I went fishing yesterday. Didn't catch.
Do what now?
I went fishing yesterday, but didn't catch anything.
Oh man. Well, like I said, I took my grandson. We went out fishing and fished the kids tournament, and he won the most fish caught category, smallest fish caught category, and the last fish caught in the tournament category. So
No,
he did pretty good.
you had Oliver just hopping yesterday. That was a blast. But when you said, what'd you say? Go ahead and bring in the white one and the black one, but keep your eye on the blue one. And oh man, I was like, woo wee, you had him
Yeah, I
hopping.
said bring in the black one and the green one, but keep your eye on the blue one and the white one.
Yes, sir. And about 10 seconds
Dude,
later, you're like, "Boy, them fish are running you ragged," or
they
something to
were.
that
He
extent.
was sitting there cranking down on that blue rod and trying to hook that fish. He was trying to like bury the hook up in his jaw because it would pull the rod. And I told him just crank the handle and reel it in, and you'll hook him. Well, while he was cranking that blue one, the white one was doubled over behind him. I said, "Forget the blue one, forget the blue one," and he just kept cranking on that blue one. I said, "Listen, forget the blue one. Go to the white one behind you. It's bent over. It's on there."
Yeah, oh, it was a blast.
Yeah,
I know I have a
there's certain times of year you can catch some quality fish at Lake Baldwin. I mean, you start getting up into the teeners and stuff, but majority of the time of the year you're going to get in a lot of those ones that are under a pound, and pound and a half, 2 pounds is going to be your average for a bigger fish. But there's just billions of those little bitty ones out there. If you want to take a kid and introduce him to catfishing for the first time, that is a great place to take them because they're going to catch a lot of fish. They're not going to be big, but it's a start. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, yep, yeah, that
Hi,
was
V.
oh,
Want to be outdoors, Maddie? What's up, my brother? Good to see you in here.
Chris, how you
We're
doing?
just going to run this first day,
Joshua,
and
doing well, brother, doing well out here in the heat. I know my video looks terrible because yeah, my phone's cracked on the front of it, right in front of the camera. And we usually use her phone, but she took it to go feed the dogs. But I just wanted to get in here and hang out with Danny on Father's Day.
you're always welcome, my friend. You're always welcome. Yeah,
I'm
actually,
actually trolling, trying to
go
find
ahead.
some crappie right now.
That's what I should have done today. Is I should have went to a conservation lake that's not far from my house. And man, the crappie and the giant bluegill in there are just absolutely phenomenal. And that's probably what I should have done today. Is went up
Yeah,
there and
'cause
done
you're
a little
fighting the
crappie fishing.
spawn too.
Yeah. There, Josh Thompson. Hey, it's up, up, get the nuck, nuck, nuck. Wise guys. Yeah, fishing right now is uh, anywhere you go on the Mississippi River right now, it is tough because they are absolutely full on in the spawn. We're about smack dab in the middle of it right now. I think further south down there around Creole and stuff, they should be starting to come off the beds, but I think they're still on there pretty solid. So even so, it's the fishing's tough.
Yeah, we're right about in the middle of it right now. Should be should be done here. I'm gonna say a week or so. Then our channel cats will start. We love our channel cats. So,
There's Catfish Dog, Tim. Tim says, afternoon, Danny, Chris, Joshua, and all the chat. Happy Father's Day to all you dads. Well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate you. I'm having to hold my hand over the phone to get some shade on. There's living water outdoors. That I've been fishing the last month or so. It's the only spot on the river down here where I live, close by, that has been producing any fish. And I mean, you can see that is a big, giant eddy. It is huge. I mean, that is a monster eddy, and we're fishing right smack dab in the middle of it. And thing about it is, if I can't catch fish here, you can't catch fish because they're just absolutely not going to feed.
is that Eddie you fished a couple weeks ago with the big log?
That's the big log right out in front there. See behind the rods? There's the log right there.
Oh, okay.
That's the log that I climbed up on when I hooked that one fish and had to get on the other side of the log to get him in. But that is the log. And the river has come way back up because last week that log was 10 feet up the bank from the water. And now it's back up halfway up the log again. And of course, we got this, there's a huge tree right here behind me. This one here, it goes down and turns and goes into the water there. And it goes out there for about 30 or 40 feet. And that's where if you hook a fish, that's where you're going to lose it at because they're going to run straight for that tree that goes into the water right there. That is where they're going to head every time. The biggest fish I hooked into here week before last. That's where he got off at. He ran underneath that tree, and there was no getting him out of there. Let's see. Dustin says, I think ours are coming off the beds now. Hold on, it jumped on me. Caught three nice sized males yesterday
Nice.
with huge guts. Now, the last fish I caught here was just starting to get beat up, where you can see where he had a few cuts and scrapes on him. He wasn't absolutely just tore up yet. So that was last week, no, week before last. So I am 100% certain that they are just 100% on spawn right now. They're on the beds hot and heavy right now. I need to raise that up just a little bit where I'm not bending over to read the screen. There, that's better. I'm putting a crick in my neck, bending down to look at the screen. It's also getting close to that time of year where um, you start having problems with the phone overheating. That's it's we're in that time of year. My phone a while ago had an alert says had to quit charging it because it was too hot to take a charge. Said temperature wise. But we are at 12:13 my time. We are 15 minutes away from the first hour. So we've got about an hour and 15 minutes left. Unless we start getting on fish, which I'm telling you right now, uh, it's going to be low probability on that.
Don't count on
I
me
mean,
for
we're
any of
not going
those.
to like do what?
Don't count on me for any of those. Nope, no fish here.
Yeah. David Bailey says, when is spawning over? Do you know it varies every year? Uh, well, they stay on. Usually here, they start. They're pretty much fully off the beds about the second week of July. But if they went on because of temperatures were higher earlier, they could go on the beds a little earlier than normal. But generally speaking, the peak of the spawn in the area that we're fishing here is around June 15th, which ironically, that's today. And generally, they'll start coming off the beds, starting to come off the beds, not all of them, around a month later, around July, the second week of July. So starting next month, they'll start the fishing to go a little better. Now, once we get into August, that's when you really want to start putting time in on the water. Um, August here is probably one of the highest times of the year, especially doing night fishing. August is a great month on Mississippi River in this area to do any fishing. And pretty much it's standard up and down the entire Mississippi uh, for that particular time of year. Is August is just a fire spot. The fall is my favorite time to fish. It said Catfish Dog said it follows the moon phase, which would pretty much coincide with the dates that I gave you.
Yep, water temperature, daylight hours, moon phase, they
Yeah,
all play a
it
role with
all
it.
it all affects it. Well, I tell you what, I always hate doing a short show on Sunday, but this humidity here today from all that rain yesterday, and now it sun's out, and it's just like got all that moisture in there. It is almost unbearable, man. If you can't find a shady spot, you're in trouble. And the problem is, we moved over here. It was shady, and within 20 minutes, the sun peeked over the tree, and now it's not shady no more. So I'm starting to feel the heat on top of my head from that sun coming over the trees behind me. I noticed in the parking lot up here, or the spot where I parked at on the river, um, I noticed there were a lot of blackberries, big giant blackberries on the bushes or on the around the ground here, around my truck where it's parked. So we're probably gonna shut this down in 2 hours. I'm gonna before I go home. I've got a gallon bucket in the back of the truck. I'm gonna pick about a gallon of them blackberries to take home to my wife because she loves blackberry cobbler. So we'll definitely pick a gallon of blackberries to take home.
So if I
Shouldn't
pick a
take me
gallon
more
of
than
them,
20 minutes.
half a gallon's gone by the time I get home.
Oh yeah. Normally when you take the kids to go pick blackberries, there goes two in their mouth and one in the bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
Careful that sun, Eddie. I went fishing yesterday and got sunstroke. Yeah, I'm real susceptible to that too. I'm susceptible to sunstroke, heat stroke. It's because of all the medications they've got me on from the doctor. You know, cholesterol meds and triglyceride stuff, folic acid and pain meds and all that stuff. I mean, I take about 24 pills when I get up, and about half those bottles say avoid direct sunlight. And it took me a while to figure out that they wasn't talking about don't set the pills in the sun. They're talking about you. My wife had those hell pill bottles sitting up in the windowsill. I said, "Hey, you gotta get those pill bottles out of that windowsill." She goes, "Why?" I said, "Because it says on the bottle avoid direct sunlight." She goes, "They're talking about you, you idiot." I'm like, "Oh, okay." David, I said, like to have a freezer full of fish. Well, Dave, go to Lake Baldwin in Southern Illinois, or actually better than that, if you've got a small John boat with outboard motor on it, I want you to go to Crab Orchard Lake. Crab Orchard Lake in Southern Illinois. There's no limit on catfish at Lake Baldwin or Crab Orchard Lake in Southern Illinois. But at Crab Orchard Lake, you're going to catch a lot of channel cats that go from 2 pounds to 12 pounds. And I mean, you're going to fill the freaking boat up with them. If you're looking to fill the boat up with catfish to go in the freezer, that would be my suggestion for you. Because you could there, and because there's no limit on the fish, because the population is way too much fish in there. They actually encourage you to take those fish out because there's too freaking many of them, and they want them thinned out. And I'm sure once they get the populations down, which they will never do, they will set creel limits and stuff like that, where you have limits on how many you get. But right now, there is no limit. You can go up there and catch 1,000 fish if you want to, and they do not care. Let's see. Bill Moss says, see some gills on the beds, and the cats are spitting eggs. Yeah. Yeah, if it gets too hot down here, we'll walk up the bank and just sit in the shade and hang out and talk where I can look over the bank and watch down here on these rods. Because if we get a fish, I'll just grab the camera up and run down here. But it is freaking hot where I'm sitting right now. I'm go up the top up here and see if I can't find a shady spot. Meantime, we're gonna stash our bait cooler further up into the shade here, I think. Gonna try to. Let's see if I can walk up these rocks without falling down. We're gonna go up here at topside and find us some shade. But we'll be able to look back down here and see the rods, so it'll be fine. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna move. When the sun moves, I move. Yeah, they've been camping here, and of course they're gonna dump all their beer cans and stuff on the ground because that's just what they do. Oh, that is so much better. Nice, cool spot. It's down now. Well, if you guys can see two of the rods down there, that third one's behind a bush, but I can see it. And if we get a fish on there, we will run down there. But there ain't no point in not being comfortable if you can. There. I think we got it adjusted. Yeah, I can even see the screen a little better. Oh, that is much better. I'm up here in the shade. It is, I guarantee you, 10 degrees cooler. So much better. So, are you getting on any crappie or just hunting for them?
Nope, haven't found any yet. It's that time of year. I look. My favorite way to catch them is to troll for them. Troll little flicker shad crankbaits for them.
Yeah.
We passed a couple guys that were catching them doing this morning. And I was like, all right, when she goes take care of the dogs. I just use those catfish rods. Clip the crankbaits on them and go. So with that bigger mono, the baits don't die quite as deep, so I got to run them way back.
Yeah. Well, there's another invitation that I would extend to you and V. We did a meetup last year at Crab Orchard Lake. Josh Dunnigan kind of hosted it. I pulled my camper up there, and we went to Crab Orchard. It was Josh Dunnigan, Jerry Parker, Chris and Telly from Hooks and Hammocks. They were there. The Benoits showed up there, and we did a just a little meet up and hang out and fish at Crab Orchard Lake. Now, at Crab Orchard Lake, one of the big things they do is drag for those big channel cats. I mean, there's some. It's not like Sandusky. Uh, you got the numbers that Sandusky's got. Don't have the size. I mean, your average fish there 10 to 12 pounds at Crab Orchard. But you could drag for those fish, and man, just I mean, the rods just are just completely just getting hammered constantly. But there's more people that go in there and drag for crappie than they do for catfish because it has an absolutely fantastic crappie population.
Yeah, you say when, brother? We will be there.
Absolutely. Well, I'll get Josh Dunnigan. We were going to try to set something up this year to do it again. I'm kind of wanting to do it toward the fall, like around August or so, because that's when, like I said, around here, southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, um, man, the prime time for these catfish is early fall. Early fall. Now, Richard Cluck and me and him have taken his boat over there and just filled the boat up, dragging baits for channel cats. I've done it with Jerry Parker a couple of times. I've been over and fished with Josh Dunnigan a number of times. And we've always done really good over there.
That's something, if no one's ever done it, if they haven't ever done it, dragging for channel cats is an absolute blast.
Dude, I'm telling you, it is because they fight so freaking hard. But Jerry and I had 4 rods on the rod holders out the back of the boat. And then I had my 2 really long rods sticking out the side, hanging off the side of the boat. And we were just no planer boards or anything, just dragging at different, different distances back. And we would literally watch the screen on the fish finder. And Jerry would drive the boat. He was facing forward, watching where we're going. I was sitting in the front of the boat, looking back and watching the rods, looking over Jerry's head because I was sitting in a chair above him. And he basically just drove the boat and watched the screen. And he would tell me, he said, "Oh, dude, what?" He said, "There's a massive school of catfish right there." And you could literally count down after you passed over them. You could count down to when they would be at the rods. And as soon as our rods passed those fish that we saw on the sonar, boom, every rod would go down. And we'd be prepared for it every time because you'd see the fish on the screen, and then you knew that you had to go. We was dragging the baits back, 40 yards or so, sometimes a little further, and you knew when those fish were going to be when those rods were going to get to where those fish were. And you started watching really carefully and start paying attention because sure enough, boom, 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 there'd be like 4 rods go down because you went through that school of fish.
Oh yeah,
And let's see.
prime time dragging for them when
Says
they
Danny,
are
what do
when
you
they're.
think of the new reel? I love it. I love it. I love it. Today was the first day that I actually cast that reel out, and because I didn't go through and adjust everything, because anytime I change weights, like if I go from a 4 ounce to a 8 ounce or a 6 ounce to a 10 ounce or something like that, if I change the weight on that rod, I readjust that reel according to that weight. And I didn't adjust that reel at all. And the very first throw I threw out there with a 5 ounce weight, I backlashed the crap out of it. But that was 100% because I did not adjust the reel. So I got that backlash out, reeled it up, adjusted the reel so when the weight was falling the way I wanted it to from the tip. And the next cast, that thing flew a country mile, no problems, no issues. But when you get some of these high qualities, real finely built, reels, yeah, you absolutely have to learn how to adjust those properly based on the weight that you're throwing. Because you can't go from a 2 ounce, a 3 ounce weight, or up to an 8 ounce or down. If you change from drastically from one size to another, you need to adjust that reel because it will cause you a heartache. But that's just being fisherman and knowing what you're doing. You have to learn that stuff. Uncle Jeep said he loves it. It pounds tent stakes into the ground really well. I guarantee you that real probably would. Johnny Small Pepper says, hello, Daddy, Chris, and B. Well, Chris is out there. B's out playing with the dogs.
She left me to my own devices with a whole cooler full of no bake cookies.
Oh, God, why would you even go home?
Yeah, I know. Them dogs. But yeah, whole cooler full of no bake cookies. And yeah, she's trusting me like there's going to be any left when she gets back.
And Judah says, Rich finally found a place here to fish for some nice channel cats. He got some good ones for here. Nice. Good deal. Good deal. Everybody saying hi to Johnny Small Pepper. I'm probably behind on chat again. No, I wasn't too far behind. I had to keep my eye through them bushes right there. That third rod sticking up behind them bushes, but if it goes down, I'll be able to see it. And then we'll run down there. Now, if the catfish were biting really good, I'd stay down there in that heat and I'd suffer. But in the middle of spawn, I'm going to try to stay comfortable while I'm waiting on a bite that may take all day. Yeah, and Matt says that Ancient Mariner 6000 I got is smooth like butter. Love that reel. Absolutely, I do too. I've got, let's see, I've got 6 of the Albatross 6000s, and I've got 2 of the original 6000 reels, and I wouldn't trade them for nothing. Catfish Regulators in the house with a $20 super chat. Aaron and Lisa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And happy Father's Day to you. To Aaron and Lisa, uh, good job putting up with Aaron for all this time. Man, I tell you what, if it was in the fall right now, just looking at this river, it is absolutely perfect. The way it is right now, that's what I want it to look like when I fish the Mississippi. Not down real low from from drought and not flooded up here in the parking lot where my truck is at. Where it's at right now, the level is my absolute favorite. Uh, when the river looks like that, it's over. I'm here and I'm fishing. Unfortunately, during the spawn, it can look that good and it's just not doing you no good at all. But during the fall, if you come up here and this river looks like it looks like right now, this is absolute fire fishing. You can't keep up with the rods. I will not put out 6 rods if the river looks like this in mid-August because you can't keep up with them. 3 rods is pretty much my limit on them. Let's see, changed it up, went from multi-species on the bank. Are you doing any good? And one of these says albatross. That's what I got. Well, you got the good one, buddy. Um, the original Ancient Mariner 6000, they were absolutely fantastic reels. But whenever they went to the albatross, when they upgraded to the albatross, that right there was a game changer, buddy. As good as that Ancient Mariner, the original 6000 reel was, the albatross is twice as good. That's my opinion. The albatross, the handle on it is so much better than the original 6000. Now, keep in mind now, the original 6000 is an absolutely phenomenal reel. It's great. But man, if you get your hands on one of those albatross 6000s, you know, Katie bar the door, it's all over. You're hooked. You're gonna go with that reel every time.
Well, and I know you saw the video Spiron had of the new reel where he
Yes, I
spooled it.
did.
Yeah, how exciting is that?
I know. And you know what? I would love, love, love to get my hands on one of those before I go to Mississippi this month. But we're gonna change things up with our saltwater fishing this year. I am gonna take a couple of the big surf rods with me, like I always do. We'll have Black Betty and a couple of the other 13 and 14-foot rods, and we'll have Black Betty the 16-footer. We're gonna take those with us, but we're gonna try to see what we can do with some of these 10-foot Ancient Mariner Challenger rods, both in bait casting and spinning, and see what kind of a damage we can do on the fish with those rods down there. And if the opportunity presents itself, I would love to go on a pier or a wharf and use the JNS Signature Series and jig straight down off of a fishing pier.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, that new reel you have there in your hand
Yeah.
down there at the gathering, John put one of those on a 7.5-foot rod and was out casting a young man with I don't remember if it was 10 or 12-foot rod. Yeah, he was putting it on him with that.
Well, that reel you're talking about, the one that he used at the gathering,
Yeah. Yep.
that is the exact same reel that I had in my hand this morning. That is that
Oh,
reel.
okay. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, the reel that he used at the gathering is the reel that he sent to me.
Yeah, I got to put my hands on it when we were
Well,
all down there skipjack fishing,
yeah.
and I tell you, you can tell quality when it's in your hand. That's for sure.
Well, that's the same reel. You guys got your fingerprints all over it from Kentucky Dam. You got your fingerprints all over it from the gathering. That is that reel that is on that rod down there.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. That's a that's a good one.
Let's see here. Let me back up. Benoit says, caught some slab sunnies, gills, bunch of bass, a few bowfin, and a tiny crappie. Well, you've caught way more than I have today. That's what I'm saying. I probably should have went with an Ancient Mariner crappie rod today and hit this little conservation lake that is loaded with slab crappie and them big copper-headed bullhead bluegills, and should have went bluegill and crappie fishing today. So I should have, would have done, but I am just an absolute sucker for catfish. Even if they're not biting, I'm still chasing them. Johnny Small Purpose. What are the difference in surf fishing rigs and catfishing medium heavy? Uh, well, for my surf fishing rigs, I like them for the tip. The first, I'm gonna say the first 2 foot. If I got a 16-foot rod, the first 2 feet of that rod, I want it to be ultra sensitive. I mean, I want that thing to, if it's getting even the slightest tap on it, I want to know it. Um, I don't. There's some guys use the really, really heavy. I call them broomsticks because basically it's like fishing with a broomstick for saltwater. I still like that flexibility in the tip, and because you when you're fishing saltwater, here's the deal. When you throw that bait out there, I don't care what bait it is. There are thousands of different kinds of fish that's going to eat that. So when you're saltwater fishing and you throw a hook out there, don't think you're targeting any species. Yeah, you can be. I mean, if you're sight fishing for redfish, if you can see them swimming through that crystal clear water and you cast out in front of them and kind of cut them off at the pass, yeah, you can target fish species like that. But generally, if you're throwing out there far enough that where you can't see the bait, then you have no clue what you're reeling in until it hits that rod. And you kind of, if you've done a lot of saltwater fishing, you can tell by the way it's fighting. You can narrow it down to a smaller number of species that you possibly got on that rod. Like if I hook a spinner shark, there's absolutely no doubt about a spinner shark. They're the easiest ones because they'll run like a torpedo and they will jump out of the water anywhere from 6 to 8 feet in the air, and they will spin like a top in the air, trying to sling that weight to where it'll pull that hook on out of their mouth. And to me, that's one of the hardest ones for me to land is a freaking spinner shark. I hook them all the time, and I watch them jump up in the air and spin like a top, and then they'll sling that hook. I'm trying to move over here in the shade. See, the sun keeps moving, so I do too. We're moved over to another spot. Now all the rods are behind the bushes for you guys, but I can still see them. So if they get anything, we'll run down there and set the tripod up, and you guys will be able to follow along what's going on. Uncle Jeep says, I miss pier fishing. I would go pier fishing with my grandpa all the time when I was little. Look at here who we got. Look who we got. Look who we got. My sexy sister, Jody. What's going on,
Hey,
girl?
hey, hey.
How long you been in the basement? You been down there for 30
52
minutes?
minutes.
Oh, my
Pretty
God. I'm
well. You
sorry
can
about that.
sit here behind rigs.
Hey, Miss Jody.
It's just really
Hey,
hard for me to keep an eye on that bottom of that screen for some reason.
I wasn't in no hurry. Like I said, I was just tying some rigs up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's out there in the lap of luxury on the pontoon where you can just kick back. You can take a nap if you want.
I didn't have a nap.
I figured you did.
Yep. Had one a little while ago. After I got off stands.
Yeah, and, Uncle Jake was talking about pier fishing. I absolutely love pier fishing. I haven't checked out the regulations for Mississippi yet. I do know that in Florida and I think Alabama, you're not allowed to shark fish from the pier. If you get shark on the pier, you just got to jerk on that rod until you pop the hook or break the line, but you're not allowed to bring that shark up onto the pier. They do not allow it. I got to check the rules in Mississippi, which I wouldn't want to try to pull a shark up onto a pier anyway. First off, you got one of those big landing nets on a rope that you drop down into the water, and that shark's going to rip that thing to pieces. So that's not a good idea. I said hi to my house here. Yeah, spear fishing. Uh, when I'm spear fishing, I generally target sheep's head. Uh, I love fishing for sheep's head off the pier, especially if you go down around by the pylons underneath you. You can get in some really good sheep head down there on that. Let's see, krill
Yeah,
catfish, and at this moment, there are only two of those RCT reels in existence. The one Danny has is the one that became the production model. They'll be available very soon. Yes, that is correct. Now, Jeremy does have a uh, a reel that was very, very similar to that. It's a little bit wider spool on it, and don't believe those are going to be put into production. Now, the one that I have, or the one that I have now, that will be the production model. But Jeremy and them got their hands on them, and they got to check them out. Gave them his seal of approval, and then John sent me one. He said, uh, "Use this on Mississippi." He said, "But I want you to take it to the state of Mississippi. I want you to take it to the Gulf of America with you, and see what you can do with this reel down there." And I said, "All right, well, no problem. And we'll take it with us, and we'll see what we can do." So we're I don't want to say we're still in the testing phase because, in my opinion, the thing's perfect. It's ready for production. It's ready to get them out there and people start getting their hands on them. It is absolutely ready to go.
hey, Danny. I like the pen reels that are of the same, that built the same look, the similar look there. When I put that reel in my hand, I was like, yeah, this is probably going to be more expensive than what I'm used to. He told me the price that they're shooting for, and
Yeah.
I told him immediately I'll take 6.
Uh, oh, that was you.
What's that?
He told me. He said the first 6 rods coming off the first 6 reels coming off the line have already been bought. And I said,
Oh, oh, he told me
okay.
that too. He did tell me that there is someone ahead of me. Yeah.
Well, see, I used the Ancient Mariner 6000, the original reel. Um, I bought a pair of those 2 years before I ever met John and them. And I bought them at CatCon. And I said, next time I go to CatCon, I'm going to buy 5 or 6 more of them. Well, before the next CatCon, I got to meet Mr. John Cyclone, and we had several conversations, and I became part of the team. And I told him I'm fixing to buy a whole bunch of those 6,000 reels. He said, if you want the 6,000, the original, he said, that's fine. He said, what I'm telling you right now, just hold on and wait till we got something coming. And that's when he came out with Albatross. And now I have Albatross reels.
I caught 99% of that right at the end. You were breaking up there. But yeah, I have 6 of the original Ancient Mariner 6000s also. But I abused them for like 2 or 3 years. Haven't done the maintenance on. I could tear them apart. Probably put new drag washers and grease them up and all that, and be good to go. I could probably use them tomorrow. But you know how it goes. They end up set on a shelf in the garage, and
Yeah. So, I mean, there's very few people that are as hard on the rod and reel as I am. I mean, if you look at the back of my truck over there, you see all those rods sticking out the back of the truck? Well, they're always there. If me and that truck are going somewhere, those freaking rods are going too. The only time I take those rods out of the truck is if I have a doctor's appointment in a bigger town around here or something. Because as sure as I'm sitting here, if I drove that truck into the town of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, or St. Louis, or even Poplar Bluff, Missouri, it's a bigger town than where I live. If I had those rods in the back of that truck and I went into that hospital or that doctor's office, when I come back out, they're not going to be there. So that's when I take them out of the truck, is when I'm going into the bigger cities and stuff. And I got behind on chat again. Everybody just now saying hi. Oh, they were saying hi to Jody. Let's see. Benoit Fishing says they caught a bowfin. A bowfin can be tough on to target. Got to be quick with the hook set. Yes, absolutely. Reel them up fast. They spit the hook. They are torpedoes. Powerful. Faceplate can detach. Yes, it can. We'll tell you what the run is like. Matt says bowfin are bad as gar. Uh, if I'm going to be plagued by a fish I don't want to catch, honestly, I'd rather it be bowfin than gar. Um, I actually have fun catching bowfin. I do not enjoy gar. There's nothing about a gar that I enjoy catching. I just don't. I mean, I used to when I was a kid. I used to take a 20-ounce soda bottle and tie a loop in my line and use that soda bottle for a float. And I would tie a piece of cut bait or even a small live sunfish onto the hook and throw it out there underneath that 20-ounce soda bottle and just let it float around. And all of a sudden, you see that soda bottle just take off running. And what you do is you just open up a bail on your reel, let line out, let him go, and he'll run with that little jug on top of the water, and let him go for about 5, 10, even 15 minutes sometimes, and let him run around with that jug. And after a period of time, you either close the reel, bail on your reel, or click the bait caster to where it's closed, and then hang on because they've got that bait down in their throat, and that's when you got them. And that's when we used to fish for them to take home and cook. We'd make gar balls and all kinds of stuff, smoke gar. But that's how we would fish for gar is under a little 20-ounce soda bottle. Just drop about anywhere from a foot and a half to 2 foot of line below that with the hook with no weight. And what I would do to get weight to cast that out is I would take that soda bottle and take the lid off of it, and I would put a little bit of water in that soda bottle and close the lid up. And that would replace your weight to give you your casting distance. Is the water in that bottle was your weight. And you throw it out to the river and just let it drift around and float around. And those gar will grab that bait. And if they feel any resistance, like the line getting tight, they will spit that hook. But just pulling that soda bottle along the surface, it doesn't bother them. And they'll swim around for 10, 15 minutes chewing like bait, and they'll finally go ahead and start swallowing it. That's when you close the reel and go ahead and start reeling in and get them.
I've never targeted them. Caught a few accidentally. Well, a couple weeks ago on Lance's show, I caught one accidentally. Just lassoed himself in the line.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this lake here is loaded with them, and some of
Well,
them get up to like
just target gar. Try that technique I was talking about. Get you a 20-ounce bottle. Put a little bit of water in there to give it some weight, and then just drop a hook a foot and a half, 2 foot below that bottle with a small live bait or a piece of cut bait. Sling it out there and let that bottle just drift around. Okay. And just let it go. And you'll see the bottle and you'll be tempted to close that reel up and start reeling. That bottle will be running all over the place. And you can tell it'll start bobbing and jerking and pulling. But let him go for a while. Let him eat that bait. And then after a period of time, close the reel up and you'll have him. Krill said, been a while. We used to chase them in shallow bayous at home with white H&H spinner bait, basically sight fish for them. Yeah, I've done that with spinner baits on both ends. If you can find any clear water around here, good luck. But every now and then it would clear up enough that you could actually see them. I actually had one of the biggest bowfin I ever saw in my life. I was sitting not far from here on the Mississippi River, and that particular day the water was fairly clear along the shoreline. You could probably see 2 feet into the water, maybe. For some reason, that day it was just particularly clear. And I looked down in the water, and there was a huge bowfin staring at me. He was sitting there, and he started backing up because they can swim backwards. And he would swim up there right close to the bank, and he would sit there and watch me. And I reached over and grabbed a rod and was trying to put a piece of cut bait, and I was going to drop it down there in front of him and see if he'd eat it. But as soon as he saw my arm move and go for that rod, boom, he backed up and shot out of there. Let's see. One of me says I got to touch those reels. I tried running with it, but John jumped on me like a squirrel. There's Mike Lockhart in the house. He said I might check out one of my honey holes today. Well, good deal, Mike. Let's see. Danny, your hearing aids must be going dead. Audio is really scratchy.
It is kind of scratchy. You can
Well,
understand what it's saying, but
here's the thing. It is absolutely 100% not my hearing aids because I have them turned off from the phone. They are not connected. I have the Bluetooth on my phone taken turned off, and when that's turned off, my hearing aids are completely separated from the phone. Yeah, let's see. Bill said, "Yep, Creole they bite frog baits and top water too. Swamp trout. Yep, I haven't heard anybody call them swamp trout in a long time. I've heard them call them cypress bass. Uh, that's another name for bowfin around here is cypress bass." And Michael Grumpy Fit says, "Danny, I'm out fishing too." All right. Said my sound is going digital. Burrito catfishing lady. How's my sound now? Is it still kind of digital?
yeah, it's a little scratchy. Little
Let me speak back from the phone a little bit. How's that? Is that better?
seems to be a little bit better.
Maybe just too close to the phone. All right. If I
Still a
scoot
little
back
bit,
here,
but
how's
does sound a little bit better.
now? There's burrito catfishing lady. Let me try to. Let me see if I can figure out how to refresh my screen with this new phone. I'm still figuring this stuff out. I'm not sure how to refresh it. Da da da. Dot dot dash. Settings. General. I'm reading here. Reading. I don't see how to refresh this. I don't know, guys. I guess we're just got to suffer through it. Because we've got let's see here.
Seems to be a little bit better right
Got
now.
about another.
Oh, he done kicked himself out, didn't he? Man, I'm not good at this talking.
Yeah, you are.
No. So, Jody, what else do you have to do to the pontoon to get it
I got to put
Jodified?
some
Is that it?
lights on it, the toggle switch, and I got to get a phone mount and a blanket and a pillow. And I want something different with my cutting board. I think you know how you bait. What do you do over summer when you're bait out in the heat to keep it from
Cooler?
burning? When
Yeah.
you
Keep it in the
cut it, you throw
cooler?
it back in the cooler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got these dishes that have ice at the bottom of them for like cookouts and stuff.
Oh, yeah, like the opposite of a chafing dish kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought about getting one of those to put my cut bait in after I cut it.
that's a good idea. Well, we fished with someone last summer who they use a cookie sheet for their cutting board.
Mm-hmm.
They just go to Walmart and buy cheap knives, so they're not worried about ruining the knives or anything. But they are they leave their bait on the cookie sheet, put it right back in top of the cooler,
Mm-hmm.
pop it out, cut a piece off. Yep. So it's on top of all the other
I've,
bait in there. It's actually a really good idea.
I've put it in Ziploc bags before, and it still don't seem to keep that good. Like it browns. And I still got to get a food cooler. I've only got a bait cooler.
I guess this last spot that I moved over to in the shades, the signal's a little sketchy because my phone's going boing, 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 boing.
You sound good now. I don't know
Well,
what's going on.
I moved the phone over about 2 feet to my right. Then I missed him coming in here, but there was let's see, Fishin with Mike Chavez. Welcome in, good to see you. We've got 37 people on YouTube, 11 on Facebook watching, for a total of 48 people right now. There's Catfish Cowboy in the house just checking in. I've been sick today. Hope everyone is catching fish and having a good day. Well, the fishing here sucks, brother. I mean, we are full on spawn, and they are just absolutely not interested in doing anything at all. They want no part of anything I've got in the water, I'll tell you that. And looks like I lost catchfish with us.
He got camera shot.
Is it? And Jose says, that's me, Daddy. I'm chasing crappie and bluegills till spawn is over, taking my granddaughter along. Good idea, Jose. That's what I'm talking about. Man, ain't nothing I love more than fishing with my grandkids. I mean, when we're out fishing, I don't care what they do. They're just not able to get on my nerves because they're there fishing with me. If I'm at home hanging out with them, yeah, they'll get on my nerves if they try. But out fishing, I'm happy. I'm having a good time. And there's nothing they can do to screw that up. Or at least they haven't yet. And Mike Chavez says, Happy Father's Day to all you papas. I don't know what he's talking about. He said, Uncle Jeep says Jody can make a sign for it that says fresh sushi. Help yourself. I guess he's talking about your bait laying out
I
on a
had
platter.
sushi last time.
Mike Chavez says bait in a plastic bag and back in the cooler.
Really?
One of my most important things I do is keep my cooler out of direct sunlight. But which I'm sitting there saying that, and I'm looking down at it right now, and it's already back in the sun. It's cooking them fish, which I'm not taking those home with me anyway. Any bait I got left over today, I'm going to chum the water with it and let them fish have it. I'll just sling it out there and let it go. I don't need any skipjack. I don't need any shad next weekend because next weekend is what? The freaking chicken tournament,
Oh.
which I am just absolutely looking forward to. There we go. We got Chris back.
You sound really enthused, Danny.
Hey, there's John Oler Outdoorsman. What's up, Johnny boy? I got about 31 more minutes, guys, and then if I don't have a fish on my rod, I am going to keep the promise I made to my wife home, and she's got the pork steaks laid out and thawed out, and I got to go home and fire up the grill and get them cooking.
That's right.
I told her if I didn't come home at 2, it's because the fish are biting, and she's watching this. She knows the fish aren't biting.
Oh,
I couldn't lie to her if I wanted to.
well, Danny, I don't know how long I drug this fish around the lake, but there's a little crappie on there. I don't even know. I don't even know where he hit it. Little tiny, like 7-inch crappie.
Yeah.
Didn't even know he was on there. So my strategy did work, just didn't know it.
Benoit said, just busted my butt running down the bank, took off running, went for a mudslide, and hold on, what does that say? Went for a mudslide, and all it was a soft shelled turtle. Going through all that for a turtle. There's see Copy Day Darren in the house. I don't know if I said hi to him yet or not. Copy Day says hello to him. Yeah. There's Sharon Shaw. Says happy Father's Day to all you amazing dads. Thank you, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon. Hey, Mike.
And Michael Grumpy Vet says you gave poor Oliver a workout yesterday. Yes, I did. Um, I I was going to make him when I was done with Oliver. He was either going to love fishing or he was never going to do it again. But there was going to be no point when he wasn't going to have a decision made. He wasn't going to be like, well, I'm not sure if I like it or not. No, he's either going to love it or he's going to hate it. I was going to make sure it's one or the other. I didn't want no in between. Rebel River Cats, welcome in. Good to see you. Sheriff Shaw, this is hi, Danny. Hi, Jody. Hi, Chris and B. B done bailed on Chris. She took the
I'm
dog
going
and
back to the
left.
dock. I'm going back to the dock to pick her up now. She's dog duty is over. Oh, dog duty. That's probably the wrong word. Her,
Well, I'm
her
going to give one of you guys the opportunity to go live here in about 28 minutes because I got about 28 more minutes and I'm packing up and heading to the house.
Not it.
Jody, I don't know how you stand out there and something black clothes on, hon. I had that black
I'm
River
under.
Cats turtle, that River Cats tackle shirt, that black one, and I felt like
Yeah.
I was going to freaking die. I was like a chicken in a rotisserie.
I'm under a bimini top.
Well, I was sitting out there in the sun with that black shirt on, and I thought I was going to die. I got
You
to
get
get hold of
used to
John.
it.
I'm going to pick me a different color. It's a little bit lighter shade.
pink. Pink will look
That
good.
black shirt will become my wintertime shirt. Yeah, John Older Outdoorsman with a $5 super chat. Pack up bite. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I just don't see it happening today. These fish are 100% on the spawn. I think right now, I think the daytime bite is an absolute no go. You might be able to pull something off at night. Rob Fox, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Uh, and he says, good day to all. Rob Fox does.
Hey, Rob.
And Johnny Small Pepper says, well done, John. And much appreciated. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I appreciate it very much. Did the Castaway crew do a show last night? Jody, do you know?
I don't know.
Hey, there's my buddy, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Mr. Bobcat Outdoors in chat, saying Happy Father's Day.
Bob Kitty.
I tell
Happy
you what,
Father's Day, Bob.
I absolutely love Bobcat. Bobcat is an amazing person. And I ain't talking about his fishing skills. I don't care nothing about that. Matter of fact, most of the time when he's fishing, he gets on my nerves because it's tearing my butt up. But as far as being a good person, I don't think you're going to find anybody that's in the level that Bobcat is. He is just absolutely fantastic. Uh, big, huge heart, and just an all around great guy. I think the world of him. I try to make him blush, but every time I see or hear the word Bobcat, I try to let him know how much I appreciate it. Ain't no sunshine when she gone. Ain't no fish in this river right now. They're all high kids. Whew, Lord have mercy. Yeah, Bobcat says he's a good person, but he's ugly as sin, though. You know what? I don't know what they think about it. But the last time I seen Chris from Hooks and Hammocks, he had on a hat and he's starting to grow his beard out a little bit. Man, I'm telling you, I can't get over it. Man, he would have passed as Bobcat's twin brother. I'm telling you. They look so much alike, it was just crazy. Let's see. John Oler said, yes, we gave away Father's Day gifts. Nice. Uh, Normally, I watch the Castaway Crew on Saturday night because I'm usually driving home from fishing. But because I did the kids' tournament yesterday, um, we had a 2.5 hour drive home in the dark, me and my grandson. And we spent that entire 2.5 hours. Uh, Radio turned off on the truck. We didn't have YouTube on the phone. And we just talked all the way home, me and my grandson. We had some really good conversations and enjoyed it. So I got to spend really good quality time with him. And people say, well, you spent the whole day with him fishing. Well, the whole day we was fishing, I was just yelling at him, get that rod, get that rod. But we didn't actually have time to sit down and actually just talk. And on the drive home last night, that's what we got to do. Um, and it was good for my heart and good for his too. So that was the first time on a Saturday night that I've missed the Castaway Crew. But I think they'll understand under the circumstances.
We got service right here. She brought lunch with her.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Michael Grumpy Bet says, Happy Father's Day to all you dads. Hold on, I saw something back up here. Bobcat said, Jody, how are you liking the new pontoon?
I love it.
She even in there.
I love
Is
it.
there a sleep, is there a sleeping section on that boat?
Is there what?
A spot where you can lay down and sleep?
Yeah, I've been already sleeping on it.
Oh, good Lord.
It's perfect. It's got a reclining back right there. So I just sit here and put my feet up. Lean
Oh,
back.
that's just, no, I couldn't do that. I'd be asleep all the time.
I ain't even got to set up because the back leans back. It's like a little
So,
recliner.
sometime in the near future, we'll see Jody out there night fishing, and
Yep.
she'll have the camera toward the rods. But if you guys pay attention and you're real quiet and you listen carefully, you might hear snoring like a kitty cat purring.
Didn't need long enough to sleep on. I've already been sleeping on it.
I've caught Jody one time on camera sleeping. One, and I mean it's an effort. She forgot to turn the camera and she wanted to lay down, and she had the blanket wrapped around her, and all you could see was her face. And we were all laughing and carried on. This was like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning one night when I used to do my weekend shows at night, and we finally caught Jody. Everybody been trying to catch Jody sleeping on that pontoon. And one night she forgot to turn the camera and she wanted to lay down, and boy, she was out in like 30 seconds.
But you know what else I got? The best part?
What?
You know I bought a trailer on the lake, right?
Do what?
I sold my house and I bought a little trailer on the lake.
Really?
Congratulations.
Yeah. My
I
old
did
house,
not know
my
that.
bedroom, yeah, my bedroom and bathroom was bigger than this trailer. And my,
Oh my God.
yeah, I had like a 16 by 28 bedroom and bathroom.
Well,
And now
Sheriff
I'm in like a
Chavez says, Sheriff Chavez says, Jody, you look amazing on your new pontoon.
well, thank you. And I bought a 13 by 52 trailer, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. And I can walk out the door and in 2 minutes be on my boat. I got a covered slip rented.
Oh, good Lord, there's no stopping her now. She's going to be the
I ain't,
plague of YouTube.
I just got to back it out of the slip and go.
That's
Man.
so
So no
awesome.
more loading and unloading the trailer. Good God, that you've got a life now, girl.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic.
And my truck,
Uh,
my car was messing up, and I was fixing to buy a truck, but I wasn't ready to. I didn't know what I wanted. And then when I got that, kind of solved that problem because I had to worry about pulling a boat for a while.
All right, Jody, can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Because James says, he said, are you going to be home by 3 o'clock? I've got a bunch of stuff to drop off at your house.
I will be. I'll start cleaning up right now.
Yeah. And Benoit says, congratulations, Jody, on the new pontoon and the new house on the lake.
Well, thank you. You know, Josh and Danielle that had the bait store?
Yeah.
Danielle's painting it for me this week on the inside.
Oh, really?
Yep. I hate to paint. It's right up there with
Oh,
the
God, me too. I'd rather chop off my pinky toe than to paint.
Yeah.
That is absolutely like kryptonite to me. I absolutely hate to paint.
Yep. I'm terrible at painting. I won't do it.
Well, with
I
Jody
paint.
packing up, we've got about 18 minutes left, and with Jody packing up, that actually worked out pretty good. Because we'll all get out of here together, I guess. If anybody
Yep.
that wants to go live after us, you're more than welcome. We don't own this stuff. James says, yeah, I'm going to get me a slip over there too. I'll show her. No, what's going to happen is she's going to be looking at her front porch going, do I want to take my pontoon or do I want to take James's boat tonight? Real time catfishing. I'm getting my name off that board ASAP. Oh, man, they did the skunk board last night, and I guess John's on it. Yeah, Mike Irvin says hello to Catchfish with us. Hey, there's retired Rick in the house. What's going on? Another fantastic member of the Castaway crew, Mr. Rick in the house.
I got a rod I need you to fix, James. A real.
Michael Grumpy Vet said they went out fishing, and the kid beat him 3-1.
Wow.
But you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with that. If I take my kids or my grandkids out fishing and they catch more than me, I just put that as a feather in my cap, saying, "Well, you guess where they learned it from."
Yep.
Not me. I'll push the little bastards in and take their fish. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean the B word.
I don't care. Catfish Dog said the board is waiting for you. Come and get you, John. Said, come get you some. Sharon Chavez says, Happy Father's Day, James. John, real time catfish said, I done got it, boy. Now I got to wiggle my way off of it. Yeah, they put him on the skunk board last night, I guess. Well, I know Mr. John Parker, professional catfish angler. And I can tell you right now, he ain't going to be on that board long. He may get off that board with a little bitty tiny 4-inch catfish, but he'll get off that board. Cool Cast James says, well, I'm driving right now, so I can't say hi to everybody, but hello, everybody, and happy Father's Day to all you fathers. That is from Mr. Cool Cast James to everybody out there. Of course, they can read it just as simple as I can, unless they're driving too. Oh, my God. Benoit Fishing says they're making blueberry upside down cake. That sounds good. I've never had blueberry upside down cake. I've had pineapple upside down cake, which I absolutely love. I love me some pineapple upside down cake.
That is one of Chris's favorites.
I can't even make a regular cake, let alone think about making one upside down. I can't stand on my hands long enough anymore.
If you give me some pineapple upside down cake, I'm going to turn it upside down, sideways, left, right, inside out.
He does too.
Uh, James says, who won the dragon tournament yesterday?
Jody. Jody did.
Jody won the dragon tournament?
Oh yeah.
Did she?
That was James's tournament.
Yeah, I missed that too because I was driving to Illinois while that was going on.
So rocky. We in flames.
Jody won it single handedly, but she did have a good Joey.
I hate dragon. Dragon's a dragon.
CFF Queen Judith says, congratulations, Jody, honey.
Thank you.
I should have said.
Catfish Dog says, congrats to James and Jody. Notice he put James first.
It was James's tournament.
Tim just out here crushing Jody.
He is
Dang.
a deal. He sure is. Well, that's the first barge I've had come by today. Boy, there's a bit of lull in traffic. I didn't think those barge guys took off for Father's Day.
Man, that's a life. That's a life. Up and down the river all. Ooh, I couldn't do it. I travel
couldn't
for
do it
work, but
because
not like that.
I can't be that close to the water and not fish. And them barges run a little bit too fast to be dragging baits off the back of them.
There'd be a lot of late shipments.
Yeah. Can you slow it down? I'm trying to fish.
Like priorities, dang it, priorities.
Well, they all have that little aluminum boat with the crane and all that on there, and it's like, yeah, I could make that work.
Yeah.
I could fish from that.
At least drag some nets just to see what I can get in them.
Oh, where's my case? I can't use my phone. Looking for it. I was like, I don't.
What it be like, Joshua?
Hey, hey, Danny, how you doing?
I'm out here burning up. I'm about ready to go to the house. We got about 11 more minutes, and I'm going to peel out of here.
Hey, Jody.
Hey,
Mike Chavez says, ask Jody if her boat is carpet or non-skid.
non-skid.
How are you liking your boat, Jody?
I like it. I usually put a carpet down for me to put my feet on while I'm sitting or standing, though. I
Yeah.
throw around. And sometimes when I'm fishing, if I got a lot of fish, I'll use that throw rug so my boat don't get slimy. Because it gets real slick if you catch a lot of fish on the bottom of a boat. I've had mine so bad I couldn't walk on it.
We just got finished eating. Hey, Jody, congratulations. Win.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Well, that cotton picking sun is just flat chasing me now. I can't get away from it. Have to keep moving.
No, you can order it first.
Oh yeah, I want to add one of them wash down pumps too. Water hoses.
Jody, we absolutely love our washdown pump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for sure.
Now,
They're
on those
cheap too. I mean,
washdown
they'll be very
pumps, does that pull water directly from the river or lake that you're in, or does you have a reservoir?
Yeah,
Nope, it comes from the lake.
has water.
It's got a little filter on the end of it. And
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It's friggin' awesome. It gets all the guts off the boat.
Well, James says the reason that Jody's boat is always so slimy is because she squeezes the pee and the poop out of every fish she catches.
See, and that's why those pumps are good. It'll get rid of that.
he can call it squeezing. I'm sure she just calls it hugging.
So now on a regular boat versus a pontoon, you got that washdown pump. So I'm assuming that you wash that toward the back of the boat and it goes down into the the area where the bilge pump is, correct?
Pontoons don't have bilge pumps. They just roll off the floor.
I said on a regular boat, not a pontoon.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's wrong hole.
Yeah, if we have to hose down the floor, it all ends up in the bilge there.
Okay, I thought so.
But the way I've got majority of the time, it's cleaning up the cutting board. The way I've got it mounted is that it flows over the transom there and spray
Okay.
it on the cutting board, and it'll just go right down the transom.
Oh, there you go.
But can we back up to hugging the fish and talk about little Stella during the kids' tournament?
Oh my God, dude, that was so freaking awesome.
She was the cutest freaking thing ever. If the Benoits are in here, I just want to steal her and take her fishing because she is just hilarious.
You know, they were in here earlier, and I told them, I said, if I had one thing that I saw yesterday that I want to see again, I want to see Stella fishing.
Cutest thing
I know,
ever.
squealing like a little pig, and
Her little voice. Oh my gosh. She's all, let him go. Let him go. Put him back. Put him back. Put him back. Put him back. She said, I love you.
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
That was so awesome. 4 years old, just, oh my gosh.
There's Jose 803 Panfisherman. Jose says, I'm back. Had to come in, heat index. I'm fixing to go in because of the heat index. And plus, like I said, I promised my wife if I didn't have a fish on the line by 2 o'clock my time that I would call it quits today. She never tells me how long I could fish. Now she'll ask me, hey, do you think if you're not doing any good today, could you come home around this time so we could do some stuff together? And I'm like, no. But today I said, yeah, I guess. You got 5 minutes to catch me another fish. I'll catch one.
You know, Danny, even if you catch a big fish, you've still got to go home. It's Father's Day.
You know what? And I know that, and I will. I mean, if I caught a 100-pounder right now, I'd hold it up, get picture, throw him back, and get out of here.
Yeah, you got to go.
73 and still fishing says good luck to all. We'll welcome in. Let's see at our count right now. We have 35 on YouTube and 11 on Facebook. Hey, did you guys hear on stand day? Did you hear when I tell you what happened to me Thursday?
Yes.
Was that crazy or what? Yeah, for everybody that didn't hear what happened, well, last Thursday, I had to go to the office of the Department of Natural Resources because I was taking my test to get my Class C water treatment license. And the only people knew that I was going was my supervisor at work and the foreman. They knew I was because they actually paid me for the whole day, even though I wasn't at work and I was going to take this Class C water treatment license at the DNR. And anyways, I got up there and I took the test, and God, it was hard. But guess what? I passed. I passed it. I got my license. So I called up my supervisor and I told him, "Hey, I passed." And he was like, "Cool, man." He said, "Enjoy the rest of the day. Take the rest of the day off with pay. Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "Okay." And so he gets on his phone and sends out a group text that says, "Just want to let everybody know that Danny Stone has passed." He sent that text out. His text wrote exactly, "Just want to let everybody know that Danny Stone has passed." Well, I show up to work Friday morning and everybody's running toward me and hugging me and going crazy and stuff. And I said, "What is going on?" They said, "They put out a text yesterday said you's dead." They said, "Put out a text said you passed away." I said, "No, he didn't say I passed away. He said I passed the test." But yeah, some guys spent all night, right, Thursday night. They went to bed thinking I was dead. And when I showed up at work, they freaked out. They're like, "What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead."
Go back to being dead.
Yeah, so I passed that final test Thursday, which means now I am certified. I have my wastewater class 3 license. I've got that. I've got my water distribution class 3 license, and I've got my water treatment class C license. So I've got uh, all three of them last licenses, which uh, makes me worth a lot more money now. And Ben Watts was talking to V. She said, "Thanks, V. She really is perfect. She was okay until she caught a catfish pooping eggs. Then a mean old catfish in Florida hurt her foot. So we're getting past all that." Yeah, if she ever got stung by a catfish fin, oh my God, it is so tough to get them over that.
Well, I just love her. She's so dang cute.
I was ready to trade my fishing partner in on her.
Look, Jade said he's dropping stuff off at Jody's house. Look how fast she's driving. She got that boat rolling, buddy. I want to see how far Jody is from her house. Look at that hair whipping in the wind, boy. She is getting it. I don't see that up close and personal. Let's see here. Look at Jody's hair. Boy, she's flying, buddy. Go, Jody, go. Hammer down. That's got to be the most awesome feeling in the world, just running that boat full throttle across the water like that. I don't know how far she is from the house. Well, we lost Chris and V, and Jody's driving. I was wanting to wait till she got stopped and we'll tell everybody bye because I got to get out of here. But I don't know how far she is from the house. River had 30-30. Miss Jody's got mail and she's going to get it. She was maybe like 400 feet from her boat ramp, from her dock at the house. Okay. How fast is Jody going? There ain't no damn telling. I know she's booting and scooting. She says 22. In honor of Stan, she's driving 22 miles an hour. At 22 miles an hour, and she's 400 feet from the boat ramp. How long does it take Jody? We're going to do some math. Yeah, there's your math quiz. If Jody's traveling across the lake at 22 miles an hour and the boat ramp is 400 feet away, how long will it take Jody to ram into the boat ramp? Oh my gosh. But now I bet you, Danny, that she's going to run out of gas because she can't get gas on the lake. Oh my God, dude. If she doesn't have access to gas on that lake, you're going to have to put your boat over there in that lake because at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be getting phone calls. Hey, bring me a jug of gas. James, you're going to have to get her in the habit of no matter or what, every time she goes to that pontoon, to tell her to carry a 5-gallon jug of gas with her. Oh, her last quarter mile is a no wake zone, so she's got to pull in. Okay. It was 80 when we started, 92 when we left. Yeah. It's getting pretty dang warm here. It's not just the heat. Like I said, all that rain we got yesterday, the sun's drying it out, and it's just got the humidity is unbearable right now. I can handle hot temperatures. I can't handle humidity. Benoit says, fill her up, James. Yeah, Jody gonna have to start keeping a 5-gallon jug of gas on hand and taking it with her every time. No matter if she's got a full tank, she needs to take a 5-gallon jug of gas with her. Just get in the habit of doing it. Better safe than to call James. I'm waiting for her to slow down. And get where I can keep an eye on it better. There we go. Got the hair and the bait towel just a whipping in the wind. I know for sure because I got her that battery pack. It's for when she kills the batteries, but you're going to need a gas caddy or something. Yeah. You might as well just install a 100-gallon tank on that boat ramp down there or boat dock with a pump attached, electric pump attached to it, and just keep that 100-gallon tank full for. I was wearing an orange colored shirt and felt like I was shriveling up. Yeah. What the heck did she do? It froze her sideways with her hair sticking back. Oh, good Lord. Let me screenshot that. Well, it's got, let's see here. Well, it's got 23-gallon tank, and it gets a pretty good gas mileage. But yeah, it just died that she don't even look at the gas gauge anymore. Mm-mm-mm. Blowing in the wind. Look at Jody's hair just blowing in the wind. She gone. Well, I guess on that note, gotta get close to the no wake zone. We just gotta go to hut around put. Okay. All right, well, guys. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Let's go here, there, 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 and there. There we go. That crow's a hollering in the background. Call, call, call. Just the call, call, calls. That's probably one of our shortest weekends that I can think of, I guess, except for that weekend when I tried to do the restream and lasted about 5 minutes. Oh my God. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Thank you guys for joining us today. We pretty much knew we wasn't going to catch no catfish. I should have went for crappie and bluegill. Uh, I tell myself that every time, and I wind up coming over to this river. I don't know why sometimes when I know it don't make no sense. I said, you know what? It don't make no sense to go after catfish right now when you can go catch crappie and bluegill and 100% be successful. But you know what? I don't measure it like that. I do not measure it like that. On Sundays when I'm successful is whenever I turn on this camera and you guys all show up. It don't matter if catfish show up or not. I mean, it's always great if they do. But if they don't, it just doesn't matter. It always makes it better, but it's not the end of the world. Because the best part of it is hanging out with you guys 100% without a doubt. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because you're my brothers, you're my sisters, you're my catfish family. God bless each and every one of you because you know that Danny Stone loves you. And I'll see you again real soon. Happy Father's Day. God bless. I love y'all. We'll catch you later. Bye, everybody.